I'm eating a beef stick. Hey guys, this is Loose Screws. I am Commander Ty Worsham, or Commander Tierville. My real name is Ty Worsham. I don't know my damn real name. It's late. I'm tired. I've been working late all week. We've been dealing with a rolling issue at work. I'm still dealing with an issue right now. I'm on call this week. And to top it all off, I'm eating a beef stick. So, little story about these beef sticks. These are Paleo Valley beef sticks. My wonderful fiance, Nicole, bought a great big bag of these things with like 4 different flavors for our trip to Colorado and Florida, all of our trips this year. And they were wonderful little companions on our trip. And this is where she pushed us out of the ditch where I got stuck and, you know, just being like She-Hulk and being a badass. And Trax asked that I say the words, I'm eating a beef stick. So,
well, no, no, that's all right. That's fine. I'll let that ride. Yep.
Yeah,
I said that.
yeah.
I asked that of you.
Oh, but I am literally eating a beef stick. It's a Paleo Valley teriyaki beef stick, and it's delicious.
Is it raw?
It's the skin gets between my teeth a little bit.
This definitely couldn't be.
This couldn't be worse, right?
Couldn't be twisted. Yeah.
All right. So, I just sit here and chew.
You said you didn't want to anchor, and then you just took off.
I did.
Hey, you go as long as you want, man.
You want me to do the beef stick thing? I'll do the beef stick thing. All right, I think I'm done.
All right. Let's jump up. Let's jump up to the top of the order. Beef stick. Dubs, my friend.
Yes.
Welcome to the show. How have you been this past week?
I've existed. Haven't actually played the game that we talk about.
Who's doing
Very
that?
Unfortunate. I know,
Nobody's
right? It
doing
seems like it's becoming the unpopular thing to do nowadays.
That's actually one of the things I want to talk about this evening for just a minute, but go ahead.
Oh, I'm done. That's my introduction.
Oh,
Sorry.
He's done.
Yeah, that's it.
Commander NL Hate is also with us. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm just swimming. Things are going swell.
How's the new baby?
She's just chilling. Like, I don't
The calm
see
before
her.
the storm, or is she just a good, quiet baby?
She's been a good, quiet baby. Yeah. Knock on wood here. It's
Yeah.
2 for 2.
Way to go.
I don't think I've talked to you since then, besides just on text. Man, congratulations on that, by the way. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Did you decide to name her Ty? I mean,
No.
it's a full-blown androgynous name, so.
It's true.
She her original due date was actually the 1-year anniversary when my mom passed away, so we named her after her.
Oh, that's nice.
I would totally if I had a girl, I would totally see if I could name my daughter Karen. That's my mom's name.
Oh God, you're serious. Oh no, I'm
No,
sorry.
please don't do
I'm
that.
dead serious. That was her name. Yeah, she died in 2016. That was really her name.
Or at least that's before the name caught such a nasty negative meme.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think my mom was a Karen. So,
Quite literally.
So
I mean, but you also.
okay, Mrs. Trax was a Karen. That is not her name, though. Yeah, so on her birth certificate, that was her first name, but her parents started calling her by her middle name, and that kind of became the name that she went by. And for her whole life, like, she doesn't ever remember being called Karen, because it was like when she was a very small baby that they really changed what they called her, what they were referring to her as. And when we got married and she was changing her name, she took that opportunity to do the full name change anyway, which was a whole like ordeal because it became like petitioning the court to change your name instead of just because you're getting married. They like treated it totally different, and you have to do all this. You have to jump through all these hoops, and you have to prove a bunch of things, and you have to make it clear to everyone that you're not trying to like evade debt or criminal charges or something like that. So she had to do all this court crap in order to do it. But anyway, yeah, she was a Karen and then changed to not. Well, she was never a Karen that she can remember, but anyway.
Right.
What a great story that was.
Legally, she was.
Legally, she was a Karen for, almost 30 years. So
it's funny, like a large portion of the people in my family, like we go by our middle names. We don't even go by our first names. And I think that's because a lot of our first names are our dad's names.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So like it's like my middle name is Ty, and my legal name is Ty, and people always ask, is that short for Tyler or something? I'm like, no, it's Ty. There's a story
Right.
I will not tell on air about how I got that name, but because it's not a good story. But I will happily tell people off the air.
Did your mom fall asleep while writing on the birth certificate at the hospital?
Man, that's a way better story.
Yeah, that's what I would tell people. Yo, man, they gave her the paperwork. She started filling out and just passed out.
All right, I'll just tell the story. I don't give a shit. All right, let me preface this by saying I love my mom. All right, we didn't always get along, but I love my mom and I miss her every day. Okay, but my mom was a pothead, and she tells me the story. I got older. She tells me the story about how I got my name, and she originally, when I was a kid, told me I was named after the god Tyr. Ty Tyr. That's not true. What actually happened is that weeks before I was born, or months before, I don't exactly know the time frame, she had smoked what was called a Thai stick, which apparently is an amazing piece of weed. And she loved it, and she said it's the best weed I ever smoked. So she named me Ty, and she didn't quite know how to spell Thai stick when she did it. She spelled it Ty, and that's the true story.
And
How I
here
got
we
my name.
are.
Here we are, 50 years later.
42.
Nope.
Nope.
Shit, is it already been 50? Damn, I thought it was be dead by now.
Well, good job.
Yeah.
On your name story. We have lots of good stories today. Well, I will tell you what, I have had a very full week. I've been working on, besides actual work, we've been working on the house doing this project for Mini Tracks is going to turn 6 on Saturday, and she's starting first grade, and we're redoing 3 rooms in our house, sort of like changing things from making her like a office, like homework area that's a cool place that she can feel cool doing her work, and making one of the downstairs storage areas, kind of finishing it and turning it into a new playroom. And there's been all kinds of painting and furniture stuff, and I've been going basically, leaving work early sometimes, finishing work early, and then working on the house until 11 or midnight every night since we recorded the last episode. So
Jeez.
Through the weekend, 7 straight days. The weekends are good because you can work all day until midnight. Anyway, we're almost to the other side of it. This is like a day off because I didn't. It's podcast day. I just did this after work. But it's going to be good. It's going to be very cool. We're going to have a little party with family on Saturday. And I have not played any games whatsoever. So that's the story. Morning glory. So that's that's what's up. So how's things in Elite? Ye olde Elite players.
Who's
So
Any of us actually played it?
Has anybody played Elite this week?
I've
Let's
had
see.
some
New
issues.
baby on call. Actually said he didn't play Elite and working on the house all the time.
It's a good thing we run a podcast, huh?
I mean,
Yo.
in my defense, work did kind of get in the way, so that they.
Yeah. Well, in our other defense, Frontier is making good on their promise to turn Super Cruise News into a every other week event. So this week on their Tuesday stream, they just did the High G Summer Slamdown, which I think involved speed bowling. I don't know. I sort of watched it for a second and I was very busy with things, so I turned it on for about 5 minutes and it looked like they were trying to speed bowl. Is that what they were doing? Does anybody know?
That's kind of what I got the impression of. They were basically, and I didn't watch the whole thing either, but they were just basically trying to land on a high G planet. I can't remember the name of the planet right now, but that's kind of what I got the gist of. Like I said, I didn't stay for the whole thing because I had a freaking work call. So,
Yeah. All right. Well, so I don't know. I mean, we should just say, right? So we're kind of thinking that if news is going to be every other week, then this podcast might become every other week. I guess I would say, like, if anybody has, it's like if anybody knows some information that we should not do that, then please speak up and maybe send it to us in the show feedback channel or something like that. But it's there's goings on in Discord. There's lots of fun stuff to happen, but it's hard to do a podcast when nothing's going on in the game, and I haven't even played the game, so I feel bad about that a little bit. But there we are.
Well, I mean, it's a little hard to play a game when, number one, the expansion that you were really interested in playing and kind of waiting on kind of fell through and didn't deliver on what was kind of promised. So that's issue number one. And issue number two is that there's still a lot of performance issues still out there that are kind of hindering the things that some of the things that people want to do in the game. So I don't really begrudge anybody not playing Elite right now or playing it kind of passively right now. Man, I still have hope in Frontier. I think that I think they're going to right the ship. But what we all need to remember is that this thing is a giant freaking cruise ship that takes like 20 miles to make a 180 or make a turn. This isn't a speedboat. They don't have the, when you become a big corporation, you don't have the ability to make changes on a very quick time scale. Right. So I do believe they're fixing things as best they can. I do believe they're going to improve and fix this game. I just really want some sort of roadmap so I know where they're going. So ultimately, I know if that's where I want this game to be. Because right now I don't know.
I mean, they did give us a roadmap, various bug fixes and improvements.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, charting the issue tracker is a very good step that we like very much. However, it does not include what the direction plans for the game are.
Right.
In the broad sense of, like, are we going for, what's being expanded upon? What is the new sandbox of being on foot lead to them being able to provide, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm. And we don't have any idea about a console release.
We can't expect dates on that either. But
I'm not really asking for. I'm not really even asking for dates. I guess I would say I just want, like, I don't even want to say a time frame. I just want to say, like, so these are the things, like, these are the goals we need to meet. These are the things we need to fix before we can start working on the console side. Because it feels like they don't even know. Because unless you have a vision of good, you don't know what is good, and they haven't shared their vision of good. So
Right.
Uh,
And
yeah.
so you know what it is. When we sit down to do the podcast, it always becomes painfully obvious to me how we've said all this before.
Yep.
And that's what starts to get embarrassing. Like I feel like it's bad content. I feel like when I do talk about something, I'm basically complaining, just like we just launched into here. And
Mhm.
that's not fun. And I actually want it to be fun. So we can do fun things. Horizon still works for me just the same as it always did. We can do events. So more on that to come a little later. So what I think we're all comfortable doing is we're going to say, we're gonna follow up squad update. BGS players still going on here in the Loose Screws faction. We can talk about some Galnet stuff, and we can talk about what our plans are coming up next week for, it's the 2-year Loose Screws anniversary, and we're gonna have some fun. So we're gonna create our own fun and have some events and stuff. So shall we tuck into that stuff, gentlemen?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, friggin' squad briefing.
Incoming priority message.
Squadron briefing.
Not to sound like a broken record, but with like distortion going on, I'm going to say the same stuff that Nurgle said last week. We're trying to expand out of Mayakoro. There's several ripe fruits for the picking from there. It is, again, looking like we have some players playing against us. If you want to do BGS stuff, please join the Discord so you can get daily orders. We update the orders every day. Recently, it's been at like 4:30 a.m. Texas time that we've been updating, but that's,
Wow.
that is daily. But we are actively in expansion. We're actually in the window for the expansion to finish, and that's for us to land somewhere this morning, tomorrow, or the next day. Maybe if we're real unlucky, the day after that. But we had real good control of our expansion sphere right up here until the end, and now we have none, which happens regularly. It feels like. And speaking of things that have been on the docket for a long time, remember when I said we're going to expand into comma every other week for 10 months? Now we're trying to expand from comma also, and prepare to hear that every other week for the next 10 months. But yeah, join Discord, loosescrewsed.com for links to all of our stuff. So you can get fresh daily orders. There's always something to do other than, maybe group events that you would hear about first on Discord.
Right on. Sounds very, very good. So, let's talk about what's happening in Galnet. I think there's been some things, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Who's read it?
I have. Has anybody else read it?
Skimmed
Not
through
even
it.
a little.
Haven't read it.
All right.
I mean, there were only, 4 Galnet articles since last week.
Slow
so
news week there too, huh?
Yeah.
Some of it was pretty cool, and we broke that down in the Bart's Lore Corner channel. Starting on the 16th, the Reckon Construction and Torval Mastopoulos Mining Corporation, both are big names in corporate entities of mining, founded themselves in LTT 198. And that is this week's community goal, is delivering mined commodities, including platinum, to either one of the, silver, coltan, gallite, and presidium. They're both trying to see who can accrue more mined commodities, and they'll build one large station based on whoever wins that. In addition, the CG has 2 goals. The winning faction will either release a long-range mining laser, which I believe is going to be size 2, as opposed to the mining lance, which is only size 1.
Oh yeah.
Or a long-range abrasion blaster.
See, I've never once been like, you know what, I could use a long-range abrasion blaster.
Yeah,
them
far away
asteroids
just means it's harder to
rotating.
time the shots.
Yeah, them asteroids just rotating too damn slow. Let me back up a little bit.
Jeez,
It
that's weird.
is a precedent that they are making a power play module available outside of power play. Mr. Worship. How do you
I don't think it's going to
about
be. I think it's just going to be an engineered mining laser.
that?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, right? Which you can't do, but because the lance actually does combat damage, doesn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
yes, but it also has a 2-kilometer range as opposed to a 500-meter range.
Yeah.
And it's still a mining laser, so you can't engineer it.
Yeah,
Well,
I
don't
think
think
they're
you're
just
going to be able to engineer this is still going to be a mining laser too.
Right. But, I'm really rooting for this to be a precedent for them to either make mining equipment engineerable or to start relaxing the rules against power play modules. There is 2 other Galnet articles outside of mining stuff. The anti-NMLA forces won against the Marlinists, the Neo-Marlinists in their civil war. I don't think either of them actually got to their first tier in their community goal. Because I think more people were just interested in shooting as opposed to the actual outcome, which is real unfortunate.
Well, they made it to tier 1.
Oh, did one of them?
At a whopping 21% of contributions. Like, that was not super. With what, 1,600 contributors? That's not a lot of people.
Yeah.
So the Marlinist Reformation Party had 157 guys fight for them. They were struggling.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a preliminary part of the Aegis report was leaked, and lots of the leadership has resigned from Aegis.
Lots of, huh?
I mean, it's no surprise that they've kind of been sucking at their job for a really long time.
Yeah, like what was their job?
Not lose an entire megaship. That was one of their jobs.
Start an interspecies arms race against Thargoids.
I, for one,
I thought that part of it was going on
arms
well.
race.
Well, neither side has made any, serious growth in 4 or 5 years.
That is true.
Hey, Dubs. Speaking of, have you soloed a Cyclops in your adder?
I have. I've soloed multiple Cyclopses in my adder, and I switched over to my.
I knew we did it as a wing before, but
yeah, I did it. I did it in my Imperial Eagle, and then for funsies, I took my Exploration Diamondback Explorer with the 65 light year jump range and said, you know what? Let's slap some flak, some more heat sinks, and a set of Gauss cannons on this bad boy, and I took one out in that thing too.
All right. Well, that's all great. I was thinking because on Tuesday on Lave, Colin is pretty sure that the Adder is the worst ship in the game, and there was a challenge out there that if somebody would solo a Cyclops in an Adder, then he would have to buy one. So I think if you have any screenshot proof of that, we should carry it right over to the Lave Discord and drop that so nicely for them.
Okay, yeah. While we're doing the show, I will look to see if I ever capture that, and if not, I'll go do it tonight.
Go get another one.
Yeah,
Get you another. All right. Anyway, that was a little side tangent. Go on.
That was the end of the most recent Galnet articles, and we're all caught up on the Galnet news.
Nifty. So that just leaves making fun events. Ty, you said you had some at least partial ideas or something for some fun stuff, and I think this is something we haven't done before.
It is not to my knowledge. So,
All right.
what's going on is that August 23rd, 2019 is when the very first episode of Loose Screws aired. And there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to do a show on Tuesday. So, and I think last week I said we were going to do something this week. Well, number one, a lot of people are out. Number two, I didn't do very good communicating it. And number three, I've been so stupid busy at work. I think I probably put in about 80 hours this week, and it's not even Friday yet. So it's been one of those weeks. And the thing is like, it's not even actually my system, it's other people's system, but because I'm on call, I'm having to juggle a bunch of things. So anyway, I'm not bitter.
They sound like they're bad at their job, like Aegis. Mm-hmm.
It's more a situation where it's a broken system that should have been set up quite differently to begin with. So whatever.
Well, maybe Aegis should have been set up quite differently to begin with.
Didn't they like release a virus and kill like tens of millions of poor defenseless Thargoids?
I don't think that was Aegis. That was the
I'm disputing every part of what you just said.
Yeah, that was INRA.
That wasn't them, and that didn't happen, and they're not defenseless.
Okay. I, for one, support handing viruses to the Thargoids. They're not my friends.
Look, man,
it's much more fun to kill them with guns.
I mean, it is.
If Thargoids are going around killing poor defenseless little adders, I'm just saying.
Getting their ass whooped by adders, that's more embarrassing.
All right, so here's what's going on. So there is this cute little system that I think a lot of people have done races at before, called Pomichi. And I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of it, but Pomache is probably French or foreign. So however you actually pronounce this, I will type it up and put it in the show notes.
Yeah,
is that how you say it? Pomesh?
Yeah, that's where we did our races. Everybody does. Yeah, in the canyons.
Yeah. So
Horizons anyway.
We're gonna have 4 races next week to celebrate the full blown. So it'll be episode 102, which will be full blown 54 weeks. No, math is hard. I give up. It'll be a full 2 years next year. So we're gonna be celebrating the 2-year anniversary of Loose Screws. We will have 4 different races, and the way we're gonna do this is gonna be a little crazy because it's gonna be a little screwy. Gotta work in the tagline and stuff. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna have anything goes. Like you can engineer a ship however you want for low, medium, and large. Small, medium, and large. Okay. Then
so like 3 divisions engineered.
Yep, 3 divisions engineered. You can do them however you want, and exactly where we're going to race. I still need to figure out like exactly where we're going to race on the planet. I'll figure that out like probably this weekend. And I'll send out coordinates is what I'll do, and we'll figure it out from there. But you need a small, fast ship, small, medium ship, or fast, medium ship, and a fast, large ship. Any class, any engineering you want to do to it, go right ahead. Okay. However, then we will also have a 4th race. We're going to have a pig race. And the pig race is going to work like this. Out of the box, no engineering, no extra modules, just factory installed Type 9 or Type 10. Your call.
Ooh.
And I'm going to find the smallest damn canyon I can for that one. The way we're going to do that one is that you have to stay below whatever the canyon line, whatever the canyon wall is, like whatever the ceiling is. We'll figure out a ceiling. So you got to stay below that. If anybody goes above that, you're DQ'd, disqualified. So And everybody remember Rubbin's racing. So no shooting each other, no shooting, like no guns. There will be no shooting each other, no
E-rated
mines.
ships.
Like you can't. But if you want to bump into somebody and crash, man, go ahead. I think that's funny. It'd be fun. We'll probably be doing a live stream on that. We'll probably start off in here to get things going, and then we will probably migrate out into like a more public Discord channel where everybody can join and go from there. So, but we'll figure that out a little closer as we get there. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to try to get some Steam keys I can hand out to the winners of the 3 races. They were probably I can't guarantee that, but I want to try between here and there, because last time we did a event like this, I had some Steam keys to give out. It was barely messy how I did it, but I did it anyway.
It still happened.
Yeah, and so I think I got some Steam keys I can give away. They're not always the best games, but a free game is a free game. So Epic's based their entire sales model off of that. So anyway, that's the plan. So I will not
Sounds
be
cool.
racing. I will be judging. So,
and we're going to do this Thursday?
Yep, Thursday night. That's the plan.
All right. Cool. We can use a stage channel for that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So people can join and then just be sort of listening to the podcast. We can do a quick, like, hey, this is the podcast. And assuming the audio version still happens, then it'll be like, okay, stop listening now if you don't care about the race part, I guess, for the podcast listener. Yeah.
Right.
Come find it on the YouTubes.
Yeah. One quick thing I do want to note, and this is not Elite Dangerous related. I now have rudder pedals. I have Virpil rudder pedals. I love them. I didn't think I would love them as much as I do, but I've been playing a lot of Microsoft Flight Sim with them. They have changed the way I play everything. I love them. I kind of just want to play regular video games with them now. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. So the other thing I want to mention is that there is a cute little game called Ukulele on Epic right now, and it is free. And I rarely like to push free games on people from Epic, because everybody knows my opinion about free games, even though it's very controversial, but whatever. This game here was one of my it's like one of those old style 3D platformer games. This was one of my favorite platformer games they've ever made. Their graphics are really cool and fun. I think it's like good enough for kids. So it's free, it's fun.
Good enough for kids. Like, do kids have a higher standard?
No, I mean, like, like there's no cussing and crap like that in it.
Okay.
There's nothing I remember. I had a fun time playing it. Like, I've actually considered firing it up again. So, yeah. I'm sitting here looking at the screenshots right now and thinking, man, I kind of want to do that again. Yeah, I'll stop talking now.
Right on. No. Hey, you probably said this and I missed it, but race event in Horizons, yes?
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's something else. We'll definitely be doing Horizons, mostly because not everybody has Horizons and tracks. And the other thing is because everybody is reporting to me that Horizons is still just performing better than Odyssey right now. Even when
the planet surfaces aren't the same either. Pamesh it's fine, but it's not what it used to be because they all got redone.
Jesus, you would think that anyway. I don't want to go down that road.
I think well, whatever. I don't have Odyssey, so I don't know. But I think the recent changes to planet surfaces. I know Scikit ran right out when that update 6 happened with the planet surface redo, and checked Pamesh, and it was looking much better than the highly smoothed version of itself that it was before that.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Cool, man.
Yep.
Looking forward to it. I will definitely be there. I will definitely race. And I hope I crash. I better see some explosions.
Bring your rudder pedals.
At the last event we had, where we were doing the airlock acrobatics, I think I blew up 4 times.
Yeah, there's lots of juicy booms. Crashed so many times.
I considered putting together like a ridiculous buckyball race where you had to fly to the back of a station, then fly out, and then turn over here, then flip over, and then turn over. But it just just canyon race.
It's tough to track all that too. I mean, it'll be tough enough to track like the canyon race, keeping track of who flies high. But you tell everybody stay low, everybody will stay low. It's fine.
Yeah.
I will be doing it all FA off, by the way. I'm not saying I need my own division, but I've been committed to flying FA off for the past few months. I've not turned it on since I made that commitment, so not going to break my streak now. If anybody wants to join me, feel free, but I'm not expecting it.
One other thing I do want to say on that is no fighters. We're not going to be doing a fighter thing.
SLFs?
Yeah, no ship launch fighters.
Okay.
So, I don't want somebody to show up like Dubs and be like, no, this
whoa, okay now.
You said we could use anything. You didn't say
His
no
mothership
fighters.
is hanging out above the canyon.
Yeah. I could see Dubs doing something like that.
I would never.
All right.
Cool.
I'm done now.
All right. Sounds fun. We'll make quite a thing. That sounds awesome. I'm excited. Any other business for the podcast?
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head. Everybody who is an admin of the podcast, I turned on two-factor authentication. Oddly enough, I've been dealing with two-factor authentication problems all week. So
I thought I had put that on already. I saw that because when I converted to a community server, I thought it insists on mods having two-factor turned on. So I thought I did that, but apparently I did not. So anyway, good.
Yeah, I thought
two-factor is good.
I thought it was just a good thing to do, and there might be some other things coming down the pipe that we would want that on anyway. So,
yeah, always good. Should have done it ages ago from the start.
Yep.
I do have one other thing. I finally have 2 monitors, and I need 2 more now. Holy crap!
Yes, you do. You need many more.
Well, I only have the 4 outputs on my graphics card, so if I need to go more than 4, I'm gonna need more graphics cards.
Well, you can get monitors that have like a USB-C output.
Yep.
Yeah, you can.
There you go. And just put a USB-C card in your computer if you don't have those ports. Just keep adding. Those will probably use iGPUs. Anyway, let's not get into this. Cool.
I actually have one other thing I want to say here. I know it's a little late, but
yeah, too late. Cutting you off.
I know. So over on the Showed Feedback channel in Discord, Commander MF Fatal, he's an Xbox player, posted it on July 30th that said, on my 3rd rewatch of the entire podcast. Number 1, that's awesome.
Whoa.
Number 2, I don't even know what to say to that. The first 300 episodes were just kind of meh. They didn't get good till tracks came on.
That's false.
They didn't really get good till Dubs got here. They didn't. Anyway,
That's true.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I had no idea that we had people who re-listen to the show. That kind of blows my mind a little bit. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's awesome. That is kind of invigorating too. Because as I said, it gets to be a bit of a. I don't want to be a bummer. That's why we're talking about going to every other week to match the elite news. Then at least we'll have something to talk about on weeks like today, because this is a bit of a if we didn't have this stuff about the 200, sorry, we're gearing up for our 200th episode on my other podcast. I was just talking about this for an hour straight, and then I come over here. Wow. 2 years over here. So if we didn't have that, it would would have been kind of a bummer episode. So that's what we're thinking. We're sort of all came to the same conclusion that why don't we do every other week? But please, if you think that we shouldn't do that, then I would love to hear suggest like suggestions from the community about things that we should do instead of news, because those will probably be more fun anyway. So I'm game. Please. Podcasts are work, so if we're doing it and it doesn't feel fun, it's really hard. So that's why we're thinking about this. So if it can be fun, we will want to do it again for sure.
And I probably should talk about this off the air, but I just had you kind of just lost the dump. Like if we had someone like if we did like a 1 week where it was like news and information about the game, and another week where it's like we did a community event. Like that might be an easier thing to manage anyway,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so maybe like what's going to happen? Well, we're going to be kind of off that schedule, but like next week we'll actually have some news supposedly from Super Cruise. So we'll be starting with that and then moving. The live stream will sort of continue on, right? But after that, yeah, maybe we'll just the next time we'll have. I mean, even if the events are just repeat things, maybe we're just playing CQC or something like that, and it's not something that goes out on the podcast. At least there's something.
Yep.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it off air and figure out a good solution. But if anybody has any feedback, definitely let us know.
That sounds great. All right, well, that's gonna do it today, I think. So if you like the show, please rate and review on your podcast app and write us comments on YouTube. And if you're in Discord, talk to us in Discord about your suggestions and feedback and stuff like that. And join us in Discord, discord.io/loose screws. It's easy. Just do it. You won't regret it. And if you have a bunch of loose coffee in your hands and you have nowhere to put it, you go to loosescrewsed.com and get yourself a Loose Screws mug. It's going to be great. No longer burn your hands on all that coffee that you're trying to drink out of your bare hands. It's a terrible idea. You shouldn't do that. You should get a Loose Screws mug instead. And that's going to do it for us here at the Loose Screws podcast, the loosest and screwiest podcast about Elite Dangerous in the whole wide world and beyond. Thanks, Dubs, Hate, Ty.
Yep.
That was great.
Trex, get a nap.
What? Nah, I'm good. Feeling great. This is the lightest work day I've had in 7 days. Anyway, I'm gonna go drink coffee out of my bare hands. Later, Gators. Fly screw.
Bye.